So last September, I met a girl in one of my music classes, and she was one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen. And she had dark bangs covering her eyes most of the time, and she had these really wide, bright green eyes. And she would, she always, looked around, and she would smile sometimes. And she wasn't very talkative. She was kind of shy, but every time you talked to her, she had this really soft voice that you could talk to her with, and it. She was in one of my English classes before, and I reintroduced myself after that. And I said, "Hey, I remember you from earlier. Do you remember me?" And she said, "Yeah, I do." And we talked for a little bit, and the next day I decided to ask her out to lunch. And this was really my first time asking anybody out since me and I broke up. So I wasn't very good at it. I did, and she looked at me and she wasn't sure what to say, and she said yes, kind of a tentative yes, and she had to go though, so she told me that she would tell me another day when we could go, and that uneased me a little bit. So the next few days it was me waiting because I had this tentative yes, but I wasn't sure when or where it was going to happen. So she told me she had a boyfriend, which of course disappointed me. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, we can still go out and just as friends. Still a little uneasy, not sure whether or not it was going to happen. And the next time we saw each other, she made no mention of it. So I came up to her, and right as she was walking away, I said, hey, we're still going to lunch? And she looked at me and she said, no. And she led me through this week-long journey of yeses and nos, and eventually just decided on no. And the fact that she wasn't going to tell me really pissed me off, and it really bothered me, and it inspired this song. And it's what happens when you don't tell someone something you really, really should tell them, and it causes them to second-guess things, and it causes them to create realities that aren't similar with yours. So you really need to be honest with someone. You really need to tell them how you feel. And this song is called Unspeak. Sitting in your chair when you stare at me, your heart's chained down to the seat. Your gaze could cure blindness, instead you burn a hole in my eyes. Walking down the hall when you're finally free, headphones in and you move your feet. Talking to you should be easy, instead I find just how hard it is to do. Struggling to reach you, what's in word to catch you? Failing that, at least I try. Still you feel the need to lie, asking still to find out. One less bridge to cross now. Your smile calls to me, a siren song that leaves me weak. You can't fool me, you can't fool me. Couldn't have wanted you more that night. Now I haven't loved you less in my whole life. The decision now is easy. I know so well who I don't understand. At all the streaks in your hair look brilliant. You have no right to be arrogant. Careful where you're treading. Your wings will melt and you'll fall into the sea. struggling to reach you. What's it worth to catch you? Failing that, at least I tried. Still you felt the need to lie, asking still to find out. One less bridge to cross now. Your smile calls to me, siren song that leaves me weak. There's no line in the sand. It's more about the pain you'll feel when the sky collides with the land. No, you don't need to worry. There is nothing that I lack. It's more about how good I feel when I turn my back. You can run all you want, you can never look behind, but make no mistake, you are never worth my time. You can stare if you want, with your bangs over your face. You are so damn pretty, and you let that go to waste. You can't fool me, you can't fool me, you can't fool me, you can't fool me. Silly girl,